number 17. Shout out to the show LA.
This is Vic Boulder. Shout out to the show LA. Stay up.
CJ Stroud. Shout out to the show LA. Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Vish Vermont, and we're giving a shout out to the show LA.
Sean Nixon, Oakland Raiders cornerback number 22. Watch the show LA. Shout out to the show LA. Come on now.
Besides Bolton, Oregon State commit. Shout out to the show LA.
Shout out to the show LA.
Shout out to the show LA.
This is Logan Bednar, St. John Bosco, right guard, Harvard commit. This is the show LA.
Welcome back to the third week of the show LA, the hottest high school football show in Southern California. We went out this week and checked out a ton of dope games. Bosco J. Sarah, Bishop Amat Chaminade, Upland Osos, and a ton more. So we've got highlights for you this week on the show, and Lindsay's gonna explain everything else.
Right, so we're gonna go over top plays, and we have some in-studio guests from Mamba Sports Academy. We have our mystery box segment, and something I'm looking forward to, we're introducing a new segment, I Need Love.
We've also got some dope stuff from the Hard Hits segment, and we're going to give you a few updates on the CLA Yearly Awards. All right, let's get right to it, man. We've got some dope highlights from this week. Lindsay, Mater Dei Servite, and one of our Offensive Player of the Year candidates, Bryce Young.
Yeah, you see him, he trucks a guy on his way into the end zone there. What do you think about that?
I mean, Bryce, man, he can do it. He can do it. That's Houdini Bryce, man. No hating on Bryce, but
I think we got some shout outs on the, wait.
I mean, Bryce, you can't really, okay, you shouldered him a little bit, man, but I want to see you like, blah, blah, blah.
That man goes down.
Yeah, he knocked him over, he knocked him over. But Bryce Young, man, all right, bro, I'll give it to you. I can't even say the full word.
Trucked him.
Okay.
Trucked him.
Okay.
Into the end zone.
He halfway trucked him, so I can say you trued him. But nah, okay, he kind of trucked him.
Yeah, that
Bryce,
looks
Bryce,
sick.
I'll give it to you, Bryce. I'll give it to you.
Bryce,
right.
I'm fighting for you out here.
There's some dope plays, man. There's some other great plays in this Mater Dei game.
Yeah, on the other side of the ball, we have that strip and score with Jake Phillips and Dean Neely. I mean, like you see the ball bounce up, catch,
Dean
and a
Neely,
go.
I like Dean Neely, number 52 for Mater Dei. He's like one of those unheralded guys, but he's got a high motor. He seems to be in on every tackle, special teams, this, that. Dean Neely, he's a baller, man, so college coaches should definitely check that guy out.
And on Servite side, we have Noah Fafita hits, I'm so sorry, I'm butchering your name, but Tatairoa McMillan, back of the end zone. That was a sick catch, and I think that was Servite's only touchdown of the game.
And look, to make a catch like that against Mater Dei's DBs, these aren't any slouch DBs. These are DBs with offers from all over the country. So what a great play. And Noah Fafita, man, really great young quarterback for Servite. Another great game. I actually left Upland at halftime. Sorry, I've actually probably done that only once or twice in my career filming. And I went over to Rancho Etiwanda, and man, CJ Stroud, Elite 11 QB MVP, added him to the list for Offensive Player of the Year.
He just keeps dropping highlights. I mean, a lot of great passes in this game.
That was a dime. I mean, whether it's Silas Bolden, whether it's one of the other receivers, CJ Stroud, as you can see here, dropping them in a bucket. Just picked up Ohio State offer last week.
Oh yeah, he actually made an official visit. There's a lot of talk about that, so
Hey, CJ Stroud, Rancho Cucamonga, baller. And then Elijah Monroe right here, man. Game is 13-3, and he just has daylight in front of him. And I mean, you know, what would you be thinking if you were running, right, and you knew nobody was gonna catch you? What's going through your head?
I mean, I'm just chilling. There's nothing but green grass in front of me. I'm just end zone.
Green pastures, man. It's an amazing feeling. If you've ever taken one of the houses, you know that feeling, man. It's amazing. I left Upland.
Where'd you go?
It was 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. First of all.
Okay. What we see from Justin Flo, because I feel like he's just he's a beast, a highlight monster.
He is. I haven't seen Justin Flo get too many interceptions. I've seen him on offense with the ball in his hands, and it seems like people don't want to tackle him. But this interception right here was crazy. So he gets the pick. This first guy, number 8, he just stiffs him off, steps over him. And then the other guy holds onto his legs for dear life, and then what happens to number 8, man? I'm sorry, listen, this is the thing is, if you're on the bad end of a highlight, man, it's no disrespect to you. You just happen to be on that end. But number 8 got stiffed again, and hey, that must have hurt because Justin Flo is pretty powerful.
I mean, he's a large human being, and yeah, nobody's bringing him down.
Just the passion that he brings to the game is on another level. I actually wish that the other defensive players on Upland, instead of standing around and watching Justin all the time, have the same tenacity and pursuit to the football as he does, because if Upland's whole defense was attacking the ball like he does, unstoppable. And Tyvin Ford, so they call this guy the night train, and number 5 Tyvin Ford had one of the craziest touchdowns of the year. So first of all, he's just bowling balls for this guy.
There's people hanging on him too.
No, number 34, he really didn't want it. He, and again, no disrespect to you, number 34, but Tyvin Ford just bulldozed you, and he stiffed your teammate, and it really didn't look like those guys wanted to tackle him.
Nope.
But Upland, man, they've got a great squad. They put it together offensively. They actually opened up the game with 3 passing plays, something I've never seen.
Yeah, that's not really typically them. So
no, they're
changing it up.
Yeah, so Upland, man, look for their offense to be clicking. And but some more great plays. Jay Sarah actually played against Bosco at the game of the week.
So it was the game of the week. I was at this game, and so there was a lot of talk that Jay Sarah might be the team to hand Bosco their first loss of the season. Didn't happen, but they did open up the game with a huge kick return from Sammy Green, set them up at the 14-yard line, and then they scored on the first play from scrimmage. So that was super cool to watch, just really quick on the board.
Got in the zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Sammy Green's impressive. I mean, this kick return is crazy because towards the end, he just stops on a dime and lets everyone run. He's dynamic.
No, he jukes some players.
He reminds me of like an Adoree Jackson-ish, Darnay Holmes type of guy. He's only a sophomore, right? But this dude is like he's a legend in the making. Sammy Green's a baller. And then there were some other great plays in that game.
Yeah, unfortunately, like they mostly came on Bosco's side after that. But DJ Uangale, did I say that right? Uangale. I'm so sorry. I'm practicing.
You got that wrong.
Yeah. So he had a really, really long touchdown run. He had 3 rushing touchdowns through another 3 passing touchdowns. Super impressive guy. I mean, you just see him take off. He's a huge guy. Yeah.
Player of the Year nominee on the offensive side. But this touchdown run was crazy, and I really do think he improved his speed because he took off up the sideline, and he's already got great side to side. You might not think a 6'5", 230 quarterback could put the ankle breakers on you, but DJ obviously put the dose on this guy right here and was ghost to the house. Now right here, Damian Moore, great touchdown run for Bishop Amat. Somebody commented on Instagram that he's a throwback running back, and it was actually a dad of a Chaminade player commenting on our Instagram saying, hey son, that's a throwback running back. You know that you're a great player when the opposing team's parents are giving you props.
Yeah.
So Damian Moore, he's actually up for Offensive Player of the Year. Another 200-yard rushing performance. So I think he went 212 and 3 TDs. But Bishop Amat is rolling, and Coach Haggerty, who we spoke to briefly after the game, gave a shout out to the show LA. Much love. He's up for our Coach of the Year.
All right, so we actually made it out to Costa Mesa for a game.
We're showing love.
Yeah, showing love everywhere. This is Estancia versus Saddleback. Saddleback won this one 34-0, and this is Beto Sotomayor, and he had 2 50-plus yard touchdown runs. Super impressive. Again, just showing love everywhere.
Hey, 34-0. Young Beto, man, saw you in the zone. Congratulations on a great win.
Okay, so our game of the week is going to be Norco at Centennial, and this one has some crazy connections between these 2 teams.
It does. Shane Illingworth, Norco quarterback who's committed to Oklahoma State, he actually was at Centennial early on, I believe his freshman year. And then Coach Logan is a Norco alum, but is coaching
at Centennial. So.
Yeah, he's a Centennial coaching legend, man. But actually played his college ball at Chico State, where I'm from. So a lot of connections there.
Yeah, this is crazy connections. So that's our game of the week. We'll have our A team there. I don't know if I'll make it out there, but will you be there?
I don't know which game I'm going to be at this week, but it's the game of the week, so you're going to get one of the dopest sideline videographers in the land at your game. But Norco at Centennial should be a good one. I think this one's probably going to be for the Big 8 championship as well, and I don't know when the last time Centennial lost one of those. Cool. So Norco at Centennial, game of the week. All right, this is a little segment we call Hard Hits. Today on Hard Hits, we have Andy Flores, man, to my right, to your left. Andy, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Andy Flores. I've been coaching in this valley for about 16 years, basically high school, but I also train NFL combine guys for Mamba Sports Academy.
So with Hard Hits today, we're talking privatized training. And at the high school level, we all know that if your kid is trained up and he's ready to go, the chances of him getting a scholarship or her getting a scholarship over somebody else is really likely. Why do kids need privatized training today, and what's the big difference between those who have it and those who don't?
I take the analogy as far as why do people have SAT training? You're basically going to get something shown in the off season that you're going to see in the next couple months. So for instance, for SAT training, same thing. You prepare yourself, but when you get to the test, you already know all the aspects of the test. In the off season training, every body part is built different. Some guys are longer than others, some guys are faster, some guys are stronger. So the whole thing is when you want to show up to the field, you want to have a toolbox. What tools do you have in that toolbox? Do you know how to use them? So when you go up against someone that's stronger, faster, you got to be able to look to that toolbox and really get the best out of it. So the whole thing is, I think off-season training, especially what we do at Mamba, is age-specific, and everything is also for your craft, but also your recovery, but also too for your endurance, and you're able to work on your craft, but play throughout the year, but also too is whatever you take in the off season, you're taking with you in season. So it's a full year training. It's not just, okay, I'm gonna come to football season unprepared. So it's pretty much, you're learning all the little things that you don't get a year round.
Now, what would you say to those parents, right? Because you see it on social media all the time. Some people tweeting or posting on Instagram about the footwork specialist or the ladder drill specialist, right? A lot of people like to make fun of these trainers who are actually out there helping people work on their craft. You know, why do those things help, you know?
I think the whole thing is the body's meant for a repetitive motion, and also too is everything else, it's repetition, and also too it's muscle memory. So everything that you're doing constantly, it might not be a specific cone drill. I mean, everything changes. You got to think out of the box. I mean, everything goes to hand drills, everything goes to hip placement, everything goes to posture. So it's not just one thing or the other. I mean, everything, especially when you're looking at, you got to break down the season as in 12 months.
Have you had a parent, let's say, who was a doubter, right? Who came to you and was like, oh, I'm kind of skeptical, I don't know, but then you made them a believer. You know, any stories like that?
I think the biggest thing is, I think as parents see the progression from a January till December and they look at the whole picture, I think like anything else, if it's a one-time thing, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get anything out of it, or it's not going to happen overnight.
So they have to basically be willing to invest themselves as well, right?
Exactly.
Now, you've seen a lot of really awesome high school football, man. You coach at Calabasas High. Everybody knows Calabasas High, man. Made famous recent years, man, with guys like Darnay Holmes, Buki right here in the background. You got Calabasas shout out in the background too, man. But what's it been like being a coach at Calabasas? Because to be honest, every kid, it seems like on our social media, when we post something about Calabasas, they're intrigued, man. And you guys have built a lot of intrigue around the program. You know, what are some crazy stories about Calabasas high school football?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just the hard work from the kids, and also too from them chasing dreams, and also too a lot of those kids I've seen since Pop Warner and see their development and their growth. And to be honest, it's just, I mean, what they do a year round. They're basically gym rats. Like, these guys didn't appear overnight. Like your Johnny Wilsons, your Jaden Casey's, your, you know, all type of players like that. Like, I mean, they've been living football year round since they've been in 5th grade.
So remember that, fellas. You know, a team like Calabasas, these big time teams who come up and produce a lot of D1 athletes, it's because they've been doing it for a long time. It's because they've been training with guys like Andy Flores right here and working on their craft in the off season. So privatized training, do you need it? I think so, but check out Mamba Sports Academy. Check out Coach Andy Flores. He's on Twitter. What's your Twitter?
Flores Trojans.
And the same on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Hey, funny guy too, man. So make sure you follow this guy's IG. He has me dying all the time. But Coach Andy Flores on Hard Hits, talking privatized training. Thank you much.
You got it. All right.
All right, round 2, folks. Ding, 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 man. We got the man in the building, the man of the hour on Hard Hits. Mr. Eddie McGilver, they call him Coach Ed. He's in the building. He does his football thing over at Mambo, man. He does a lot. He works with the high school guys, college guys, some NFL guys. But Eddie, just introduce yourself, man. Tell him where you come from. Give him a little background.
Yeah, no doubt. So like you said, I'm Eddie McGilver. Grew up in Texas my whole life. Moved out to California. Went to JUCO myself. Coached JUCO for years now. Worked with football management over at Mamba Sports Academy. Worked with professionals along with you know, a couple Rams guys, a couple Chargers guys. You know, every now and then switch it up. Guys get traded.
Now,
Never know.
at Mamba, you do a lot of stuff. You guys offer age-specific training, position-specific training. You know, talk about like the offerings at Mamba Sports Academy.
Right, so we're full year-round, 12-month program based, and we do all positions. You know, like you said, we go from youth all the way to pro. Specific position, definitely. I work with defensive line and offensive linemen myself, but we do have guys in the building that are very, very good at what they do. They're experts at what they do, and they work with the other positions along with strength and conditioning. And you know, I think the mindset development part that we offer is the most impressive side of what we do with the COG.
I've been out there at the COG lab, man. It's pretty impressive, and I've got to see kind of the behind the scenes of how they go over all the data and whatnot. Explain that a little bit, you know, the data analysis of the cognition lab and what the COG lab is.
Right, so cognition training, you know, you want to test your mental mostly. The physical part of it is great, and obviously we offer that, but the mindset part of it is different, because when you're able to break down what the mind can do and how it can make the body work quicker, you know, faster reaction times, or just seeing that route or that coverage, or you know, or that rep multiple times, really thousands of times through our app, it just gives you a step up, a level up. And if you're starting that from youth all the way into your college career or high school career, you're going to have a huge advantage on your opponent, and that's the main focus.
Now, quick question, man, and everybody wants to know: have you seen Kobe out there, man? Yeah, you saw Kobe. What's he like, man? What's Kobe Bryant like?
You know it's Kobe because he has like a natural like aura around him, like almost like a glow. You know, especially if you're a basketball guy, which I am myself, and I know you are too. And if you're in LA,
I hit a couple jumpers with you out there,
you know,
man.
You see Kobe, you're like, man, that's Kobe. It doesn't really settle in that, you know, he's my boss, really. So.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. I've never had a chance to see myself going out there, but that must be a pretty cool experience, man. Seems like one of the most hardworking guys that you could ever come across, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think he sleeps, you know. So.
Now, at Mamba, you do a lot of stuff with the high schools, and you're well versed in high school football in the area, being a JUCO coach as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, who are some of those high school guys that you've been paying attention to this year?
You know, so I've had Victory Vaca, who is, I think, the #1 defensive tackle on the West Coast. LaShawn Bell, who's with Calabasas. I think he leads the Southern section in sacks. You know, there's guys all over the place. You know, Junior over at Alamany, who's one of the top 2022 guys.
Yeah, he's up for our Defensive Player of the Year.
And a lot of these guys, you know, it's a trust factor. You know, you want to work with somebody that you trust and that your parents can trust, and that actually has knowledge of the game. It's not just going to kind of, you know, take your money and put you through some drills.
Yeah, man, it's a big money grab out there. Unfortunately, man, everything is though. So you just got to always be able to read between the lines. So can't knock anybody's hustle, folks. So lastly, man, you coach JUCO. Now, a lot of big-time guys in the NFL, we all know, went the JUCO route. Aaron Rodgers, who went to my rival high school growing up, went to Butte College, and, you know, everybody knows that story, man. JUCO guy who's an NFL Hall of Famer. You know, why do guys need to go the JUCO route? It's hard hits because sometimes people have to make a life decision, man. Do you chase after the D1 dream and maybe end up at a 1AA, or do you go to JUCO, and what are they going to do at JUCO that's going to improve their chances of making that dream?
Right. I think it's very important that you do your homework first on JUCO, on the JUCO system, because in California it's completely separate from Texas, Arizona, Florida. Well, California offers no home, you know, no housing, no food. You're pretty much on your own. So it is an investment in yourself. A lot of the guys that do end up at JUCO are either, you know, troubled a little bit in their past, or maybe didn't finish grades how they should have, or, you know, maybe were a little undersized before they turned 18, 19 years old. And going to that JUCO kind of gives them a second chance to prepare themselves and actually take an investment shot and see, hey, can I make it to this next level? And like you said, you know, about Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot of guys in the NFL that went JUCO. I think the biggest thing right now in JUCO is that it just gives you a second shot at that dream of going D1. And a lot of guys do end up going D1 at COC, College of the Canyons, where I coach. We actually had 17 plus Division I signings last season, and we'll probably have 20 plus this year. So I would say, though, do your homework, because there are a lot of junior college systems that aren't exactly resourced correctly by the school and don't really care about funding the football program and backing the football program. Therefore, you kind of see their records kind of falling off and guys not really getting out. So there's a select few, I would say, you know, the College of the Canyons, the Venturas, the Riversides, the Fullertons of the world that really are like a well-oiled machine in the JUCO world and kind of just pump out Division I guys. So
now you guys are balling this year. You're 4-1. So quick little plug, man. You got a game this Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday at 7 p.m. at College of the Canyons. We're playing Moore Park College. Should be a fun one, man. First conference game.
Coach Ed, man, he's the man, bro. You know, Mamba Sports Academy, Eddie, in the building. I appreciate you for coming on the show, LA, man, and we're definitely gonna have this guy back. So thanks a lot.
Appreciate you, brother.
Okay, Pete, you said you got these memorized, so hit us with all the names of our CLA yearly awards. This is a test.
All right, CLA yearly awards. On the offensive side, we got one guy here. We got Miller Moss, Bryce Young, DJ Uyungale on the offensive side. Damian Moore and Chris Street are two other candidates, and we added last week to the list CJ Stroud, and that dude went nuts this week after his Ohio State offer. Now on the defensive side, we've got Rajon Davis from Mater Dei, Junior Tuialamaka. They were off this week. Alemany and Loyola ended up canceling that game. We've got Justin Flo, who obviously, that dude balled out.
Week after week.
We've got Court Williams. And then at La Habra, lockdown corner, Clark Phillips. So for Coach of the Year on that list is Coach Logan from Centennial. We've got Mater Dei, Bruce Rawlinson, Bosco, Coach Jason Negro. We added Coach Steve Haggerty to the list. Got a shout out for the show from him this week over at Bishop Amat. Clausen from Alemany is on that list as well. And on the Showstopper of the Year award, Silas Bolden had another amazing week. Justin Flo is actually doubling on that list. Yeah, right. So he also made some great plays. We've got DJ Harvey over at Sierra Canyon. That dude's definitely balling out. Chris Hudson from Bosco, he's doing work. One offensive player I left off actually is Gary Bryant from Corona Centennial. He's on the Offensive Player of the Year list. And then I'm leaving somebody off. You are. Showstopper of the Year. Who am I leaving off?
You have Nick Floyd. That's who you're missing on Showstopper. He was a recent addition.
Nick Floyd.
So that was pretty good.
That dude's balling. Nick Floyd. Hey, take a look at Nick Floyd. He's a senior, but college coaches, college recruiters. Nick Floyd from Corona Centennial is a running back that can take the rock to the crib on any touch. But there it is. CLA yearly awards. We'll have some updates for you next week.
I need love.
What's going on, y'all? I go by the name of D Boom. We got a new segment for you guys. It's called I Need Love. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be introducing some players you may not have heard of yet, but we think they're going to be something special. All right, so first up, we got a big-time sophomore wide receiver, 6'4", 185, Tetaroa McMillan from Servite. He did really well against Mater Dei, even though collectively as a team, they took a big L. He put in work. I believe he was the only one to score that night. He had a crazy moss on a really good corner, so I would definitely keep an eye out for him. Next up, we got a 6'2", 180 junior DB out of J. Sarah, New Zealand Williams. He's crazy athletic, and he showed it last week against Bosco. Had an interception on DJ Uyungale. Not an easy quarterback to pick off, but he got up there. He's averaging 8 tackles a game, so we definitely want you to keep an eye out for him. Last but not least, Jay Sean Todd, 5'10", 180. Athlete. He's all over the field, slot, running back, wildcat, 24 touches, but 4 touchdowns, so he needs to get the ball more clearly, and if he's not getting it this year, he might be somewhere else next year, if we're being honest. He has 19 yards averaging when it comes to reception, and when it comes to rushing, he's averaging 15 yards, so Alemany, I suggest start giving him the rock. He's definitely somebody who needs some more love.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on week 3 of the show LA. P, take us out.
That's it, man. It was a big week. We caught a ton of great games. Prayers out to everybody affected by those fires in SoCal, man. It moved around a lot of games. But, you know, making sure that the family and the loved ones are all right is the #1 priority. We're going to be at some awesome games this week. Make sure you vote. Voting closes, again, Wednesday at midnight. Lindsay, what do they have to do to vote if they want us at their game?
All right, one more time. So you follow the show LA on Instagram, subscribe to the Sports Recruit YouTube page, and then comment hopefully on a Show LA video. Tell us what day your game is and what time and why we should be there.
All right, that's it. Follow at the Show LA on Instagram, at the HSFB Show on Twitter, and watch all of our videos. Watch and comment. Watch, like, comment, subscribe. Tell them again.
Watch, like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. Comment. We're going to respond to all of the comments, so please comment on the YouTube videos. Much love. The Show LA. I'm AP.
This is LP, signing off.
Piece of chalk.
It was so, okay, let's do
Just start grabbing it. It feels like a dry eraser.
Oh, it broke apart. Okay, this feels like
a broken stick. Chalkboard.
What do you think it is?
Broken piece of chalk.
Start describing.
Keep going.
What if I don't want to touch it? This feels like a crayon or like a piece of chalk.
Why you break the chalk, bro?
It's chalk?
What color is it?
It's pink. No, it's white. No, it feels like a salmon.
What? It feels like?
It feels like
I have no idea, but it's chalk though, right?
I need you to explain right now in this camera how you feel the color.
Okay, so look, there's like these little molecules in the, nah, I'm playing. Feels like a crayon, like a big one, like a piece of chalk.
What color? Wow, AP sucks.
I know, you suck. Like, this
Apparently it's a piece of chalk, okay? You guys gave that away pretty quickly. I'm gonna go with the color light blue.
Oh,
What?
Yeah?
No!
No, I didn't cheat, it's light blue!
AP bringing in cheaters.